Hi, it's Michael Peregrine from the 8 o'clock service. I saw something in the paper the other day that really got my attention. The Microsoft CEO, Satya Nadella, was being interviewed, and he offered up some interesting descriptions on the stages that the world and business will be going through on our collective way out of the pandemic. It's the three R's: response, recovery, and reimagination. And I was really focused on his concept of reimagination, which he described as a period in which innovations born out of necessity during the previous two phases will reemerge, kind of like a pandemic version of lessons learned. And that made me think about how we could reimagine our own lives as Christ followers over these past 10 weeks or so, sheltering in our homes. The good lessons, the helpful introspection, the peaceful demeanor, the graceful habits we've all had the opportunity to develop and home while at home. Wouldn't it be nice if we could reimagine those as continuing, as permanent parts of our personality? Then I thought to myself, hey, buddy, you actually tried that once before. Remember the time you found yourself actually being non judgmental around the office for a couple of days and you vowed to make that permanent? And it lasted about 3 days? Talk about the seed that fell amongst the thorns. That's me. But Saturday's Peggy Noonan column got me thinking. She was commenting on the uniqueness of the moment, that during this lockdown we've stopped and thought about our lives and our society's arrangements. We've rethought not only what's essential, but also who is important. And that resonates with me because when things do start to return to normal, I don't want to lose that perspective I've gained while sheltering in place. When I get up in the morning, I want a jolt of the enthusiasm of Megan Miller and Melissa Durbin. When I look outside and see the busyness of nature, I want to be thinking of Nina Gray's Lakota medicine wheel. When I read in the papers about the storms of life, I want to remember the boats that Jen Baker and her friends described. And when I dive into work, I want to be thinking of the creativity and sensitivity of Richard and Elizabeth Clement. And when the day winds down, I do want to be thinking about Shelley Galloway's Spirit Home. We've all dealt with something extraordinary over the last couple of months. Peggy Noonan describes it as something that will change us as a nation. I'm just hoping that it will change me as a person, that I no longer will be the seed that fall amongst the thorns. But I will need help. It's all too easy to go through life as a jerk. Believe me, I know. It takes effort to change who you are. My guy, Brother Curtis Almquist, reminds us that this effort isn't just about spiritual calisthenics, working ourselves out to get better. The life change that Jesus promises for us is something that happens at God's initiative and our collaboration. God operates, and we cooperate. Brother Curtis points out that repentance presumes we can change. We can change. And thanks be to God.